Hi there. Today I'm going to be walking through two tools that I made to help practitioners, both new and experienced, learning about their own systems. It was originally for me, but I thought, maybe I can share it and other people can have fun learning too. The original article that this was based on, I'll put in the description for the video so you can check that out if you want. Basically, the short version is it's all about moving away from a dependence on AI for all the learning to using AI for learning, building the learning tools. I won't lie, there was quite a bit of vibing going on with these tools, but we had good fun, and I came away with something that I like to use, and hopefully you will too. So what are we doing today? This is going to be an Iximuse Labs VM, tiny VM with 2 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, very small, very ephemeral, but we can still run our load and our testing on it, so that's fine. We'll probably just look at CPU and memory today, just in the interest of time. Disk and network are basically the same. Network's a little bit fiddlier just because you don't control the host on the other side of the connection, but that's okay. Go ahead and play around with it yourself. This all came out of me reading about Brendan Gregg and his Linux performance stuff. Netflix is super, super cool stuff. And these commands, first 60 seconds, you run them. And I read that and I thought, well, what do these commands mean? I have no idea. What does the output mean? So I decided to make some tools to help me learn how to do that. Okay, here's the Iximuse Labs Playground. Let's start that up. And while that is baking, just really quick, the flow, this is all from Brendan Gregg's use methodology, stands for utilization, saturation, and errors. And you just kind of choose a resource. We'll do CPU and memory today. You check if there's anything present from the tooling, and maybe you found the answer, maybe you didn't. Pretty basic. All right, so here is the lab. It's set up. It's got 2 tools, the use tool and the use practice tool. It's okay. Well, they're both tools, I guess. Anyway, so the use practice is for providing the sort of the ready-made environment that the use tool can actually interpret. We're just generating some load that we can test out our observations and conclusions. And it's even better to do it in a remote ephemeral system like iximuselabs.com. So to start, we'll just do that. And let's see, what should we do? Well, let's run, how about a CPU, and we'll just do a random one. Okay, fantastic. And use tool. What do we want to do? So the two sort of modes, if you like, of the use tool, a guide mode, mainly for identification of what the columns mean in the output, what the numbers mean, that kind of stuff. And the practice mode is for understanding sort of the results of the command, like what they actually indicate about the status of the system. And then it actually asks you to apply that knowledge to basically perform an assessment of the state. So we'll do that next. Let's start with the guide, and we know it's CPU, so let's do that. So what I love about this is, it's my tool, obviously I love it, but what I like about it is you can start it, and it'll just tell you what commands to run. If you have no idea what commands to run to investigate CPU, sort of utilization and saturation, you can just do this. And it asks you, okay, the first of these 3 numbers. Well, that's the 1 minute load average. I know that because I've had to learn it while using the tool. And I've kind of used the tool myself to just sort of investigate different systems. And there we can basically see the problem right away. It's this this high user space utilization. But that's okay. Let's keep going. So the idle column, I think that is, CPU time, runnable work. Fantastic. Great. And the soft column, oh yes, that is the deferred interrupts. And the user space, that's the one that's very, very high, and it is the application code. Fantastic. Great. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling so great. You could tell, you'll probably tell I've been doing this a lot. There's VMstat. It tells us a little bit of the same stuff, but a little bit of memory and that kind of thing. So the free column, let's see, memory. Oh, not quite. Okay, great. That's okay. Got to do a bit more studying there. CS, I don't actually remember. Cache size? No, context switches. Okay, fair enough. And the SI, that's swap in. Oh, look, I finally got one correct. Now, for these two, you actually are going to need sudo for this, but that's okay. That's for errors and warnings. Fantastic. Okay, and at the end of it, it tells you, you've got the summary. You got high CPU utilization, just in case that wasn't clear. And it might not be if you're a relative beginner to this, like I was, and still am, to be fair. The idle range, basically 0 idle means it's all being used. Saturation, these are the numbers that are relevant for saturation, and the errors, we didn't really see any errors. Okay, fantastic. And if we want to see what was actually set up, the reveal. Okay, so that's what was happening. It's basically two workers that were just making the CPU very, very busy. Okay, cool. So let's do something else. How about a memory? Okay, fantastic. Great, and we'll do our use tool again. And this time, let's do a practice. Let's do a practice on memory. So this is not going to tell me what commands to run. It's a little bit more challenging, but it'll give you some hints. You can always run report and see what it's captured and what it will, what it's going to tell you about that. Okay, and if you forget the commands, that's that. So let's start with some SAR. Nope, that's got to be there. Okay, and 1.5. Cool. Okay, interesting. So no swap in, swap out. That's fine. And how about, let's do SAR B. That's going to tell us about the paging. Okay. I've got a couple faults, no major faults, so that's okay. And if you want to just see the report, saturation, aha, okay, great. So we've got some information about saturation, but not memory usage. Let's look at that. Okay, that's basically the answer. So it's like high memory usage. And you can see that in the report. There we go, utilization, 96%. So that's basically the answer, but let's keep going. VM stat, how about 1.4? Doesn't matter what you run, the tool will capture it and present it to you. There we go. Yep, VM stat, great. Let's see, and what other? Is there any other commands we want to run? Oh, you know what? This might be interesting. Let me just copy this. There we go. Oh, look at that. And that session command is using a high resident system set. I don't remember, but that's basically like the memory that's actually backed by RAM. Okay, and let's see, can I type it all out correctly on the first try? Here we go. grep IE. We're going to grep for errors, which we don't expect to find necessarily. It looks like it's just high utilization, but this is an easy way to check. There we go, no matching lines. Okay, so the report basically just reflects back to us the things that the tool noticed in the system, and when we're ready, I think we're ready. I think this one looks pretty cut and dry. So utilization, high, moderate, low, not enough data. Well, probably high, and I think it's because that memory available. Good. Now, saturation, I don't think there is saturation, and my evidence is that the swap in and swap out weren't really showing anything, and the faults and the reclaim activity and errors definitely absent, and we know that, no out-of-memory events. And here is a run-through of whether my conclusions were supported. So yeah, utilization supported, relevant evidence, oh, swap used, oh, okay, all right, interesting. Reads low, point against this verdict, oh, okay, well, that's fine. Didn't run this, but could have run that. Saturation absent, great. Swap in, swap out, not really there. No major faults, reclaim activity, and great, no events. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, so that's it. That's the tool. Feel free to run it, have fun with it. I mean, you could use the use tool in your own system if you want, because even just observing a system with not a lot of activity is a very relevant and authentic use case. For the use practice CLI, I would not recommend running that in your own system, definitely not a production system, but that's what XMuse Labs is for. You can run it, you can add load, you can break stuff, and then you can just kill the VM. Like, watch this. Boom, boom. Destroyed. Awesome. And we can start again if we want, or not. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Again, the link to the longer article with a bit more background is in the description. And yeah, hope you like it. Have fun.